When I get better referrals, I make more money. I did talk to other operators who they, had been in business for 15, 20 years. And I asked them like, oh, are you on, like, did you ever have a software? And they told me no. And then, I asked them why they got out of the industry. And they told me that they didn't like all the hassle of scheduling and, figuring out routes and all this other stuff. And I was like, well, if there's, to me, there was an easy solution for this. Um, and having a routing software, having a software that does accounting, having a software that makes my life a lot easier. It kind of put it's the easy solution to growing to a large company and keeping everything manageable, because you don't grow with all these old archaic ways of doing things on paper and not being ready for the market as the software does it. So the sooner you adopt software into your systems, the easier your systems can grow within the software. There's never a perfect time to do anything. And so I would say the sooner you get a chance to demo the software, switch over, move into onboarding, you do things during busy season so that during the off season you can have the time to actually work through everything. And that would be my piece of advice, which is, once you're going into off season, you want to have been signed up and starting the onboarding so that you go live in the middle of dead season so that you can work out any kinks that might be there with your team operating and switching over. And then you can hit the busy season, already have been operating for a few months. That would be the my suggestion to other pros, which is be ahead of the curve, which is sometimes doing things during the middle of busy season. And so for me it was really important that this was one of the first things that I did. I was a little hesitant, maybe based upon what I thought could be pricing, but ServiceCore was actually very reasonably priced for the services that it provides. At the end of the day, I rent two toilets and it makes up for that cost, as opposed to uh, there's lost revenue that you'll see from, even having one client that says, hey, you didn't service this on time, you missed it in your route. And, Service Core kind of just keeps it all organized. And, it allows me to bring everything all together so that I can actually provide a better service to my clients. And when they get a better service, I get better referrals. When I get better referrals, I make more money. So, at the end of the day, it's really important that, we're all trying to do the same thing, provide for our families, and Service Corps is allowing me to keep a better handle on everything that's happening. Whether it's invoicing or scheduling or keeping drivers on the road, that's really important. Service Corps has allowed me to grow, um even if it's from what invoice or what estimate did I send out to a customer, I just look in Service Corps to the new customers that I signed up in the last week. What date is their service due, especially when you have 2 times 3 times a week service. It's really simple to just see on the app that I have this service is coming up today or tomorrow. Look back, just make sure everything is very concise, one place, and not have any questions when things are happening. So my best piece of advice is jump in, get involved, and don't be afraid to make mistakes.